guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and part 7 of our Force India career in Season 1. And yeah, today we have the Canadian Grand Prix. It looks like it's going to be a mixed weather weekend. Not much to really sort of inform you about, except that we are designing some new parts, because obviously in the last episode we got a couple of parts banned, so we need to work on them. Just a sponsors update, we have obviously unlocked the best possible sponsors with our helipad, so we'll be looking to replace Twitch as a sponsor in a couple of races time, and hopefully bring in some more money to the team, and yeah, that should be good. Yeah, standings as they look so far: Perez in 7th, Ocon in 17th, and we are currently in 5th in the Constructors' Championship. So we'll just have to see how this weekend goes, and we're going to go for that tyre selection. We're going to go softer again, go 7, 5, 3, 7, 5, 3, and the parts are looking like this. We've had to go back to A and B spec stuff, because I can't risk a 52% reliability on the brakes, something that you use a lot in Canada. Ocon's going to be using a slightly unreliable engine, so hopefully he'll be able to do alright. And yeah, that's the rest of the parts if you want to have a look. Anyway, I'll see you at the end of practice, and we'll see whereabouts we are in the running. But as we know from the last Grand Prix, that's not representative, but I'll see you at the end of practice anyway. So there we have it then, the end of practice 1, and we put in Alfonso Celis, or Chelis, no idea, Chelis I think I'm going to go for. We put him into the car instead of Ocon just for practice, and he has actually turned out marginally quicker than Perez, albeit Perez did his time on a race stint and Alfonso did his on a qualifying stint, so you know that skews it a little bit, but still a very impressive showing from him in his first outing for us, which means he's thrown into the mix for next year as well. Ocon currently, don't know, a bit wobbly handy. We don't really know what we're going to do with him yet. We're going to have him in that, and we're going to have him in that. We'll see how that goes. His qualifying thing is just a little bit worse than Perez's. Maybe that. I don't know. We'll just go for it. Ocon needs to try and get through Q1 this time. Not Q1, Q2. He didn't do very well in Q1 last time out, so we'll send him out nice and early, try and get him a good lap in. I'm quite confident of getting Perez through Q1 anyway, so Ocon is the priority at the moment. We'll send Perez out now, and he's going to have clean track as well, which is good. So a good bit of clean track for both of our drivers, which I think is imperative. You know, early on in the session, we need Ocon to get a good lap in, get some confidence going. He hasn't had practice this weekend, so we're not expecting a brilliant lap straight away, but hopefully one that's going to be representative. So he hasn't set the, well, he hasn't heated or temperatured the car up how we wanted to, but hopefully he'll do alright. He's currently a 10th slower than Perez, which I guess wouldn't be too bad. And here he comes, coming through the final corner now. Here comes Esteban Ocon for his first lap. It's a 1:27.3. Perez is going to come through now. He's coming through the last corner. Let's have a look at what he's going to do. He's done a 1:27.1, so 2/10 quicker than Ocon, but we are slower than the likes of Van Dorn. We're not too far off the pace of the Ferraris, which I think is more representative of where we want to be. But McLaren 5th and 6th at the moment, very good start for them. Ricciardo's gone up into 2nd, Stroll has gone up into 6th at his home Grand Prix. Verstappen up into 6th now, so we are dropping down the order here, but we are crucially about a second ahead of the drop zone at the moment. So yeah, 11th and 12th after our first run. I'm not entirely sure we have to go again. I think we have got quite a big gap to the likes of Grosjean and Hulkenberg, and I think we can be quite safe staying in. We have got more tyres though, which means I am kind of tempted, although I think we should save these tyres for Q2. So 2 for Q2 and maybe 2 for Q3 as well. So yeah, let's just stay in and hope that that's enough. So we'll speed up the time a little bit. They want another lap, but it is quite concerning how far off, you know, sort of top 10 we are, considering we have been consistent top 10 runners this year, especially with Perez. But hopefully as the track gets better and better, we can get some better times in Q2 and Q3 hopefully, but maybe we're not going to get a car through to Q3. As it stands, that's not going to be the case. Grosjean is improving. Let's keep an eye on where he goes. He's coming through now, and he goes... it's an improvement, but it doesn't move him up any positions. Hulkenberg is the next one to look at. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg. Where is he going to fit in? He goes 14th, so that's us safe pretty much. Kvyat has improved, but not enough to get through, and Sainz Jr. is out. So everybody that can challenge us is out. Both cars through fairly comfortably in 11th and 12th. We are the slowest of the sort of next tier up, which runs from Ocon all the way to sort of Ricardo Hamilton in a league of his own in Q1 again. But remember last time out, he was in a league of his own Q1 and Q2 and then didn't get pole position in the end. Sebastian Vettel was the one that got pole position. But that's a good showing in Q1 from Ocon, at least. He, you know, hanging on to the coattails of Sergio Perez. And going out in Q1 then is Pascal Wehrlein, Romain Grosjean, Carlos Sainz, Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat. So let's get straight into Q2. Yeah, we may have to hope for rain or something like that to help us out a little bit. It's not looking likely at the moment, but Perez can go out first because he is our first driver, so he's the one we definitely need to get through. Ocon next. He's much happier with that, which is very good to see. So we'll send him out now. Perez obviously will be on auto, and Ocon as he comes through will go on to auto as well. He's just out in front of the Ferrari, but we'll keep an eye on Perez because he's the lead car. So we could possibly for the first time this year have both cars out before Q3, which wouldn't be good. It means that we're losing in the development race. Look how easily Hamilton's getting round. That's a bit too easy for my liking, but we are now behind Hamilton. He has got his tyre temperatures perfect. That's brilliant. Or maybe that was Ocon. I really don't know. But here comes Perez. He's just behind. I think it's Bottas. So yeah, we're being held up slightly. We're 4/10 off Hamilton through Sector 1. If we can keep this up, 7/10 off now. We were 1.7 seconds off in the lap overall last time out. Hamilton comes through. He goes quick as Perez comes through now with a 1:26.6. Ocon 1:27.2. That's a 10th improvement on his first session time, but Perez a lot better in Q2 than he was in Q1. That might be enough for Perez to get through. He's quicker than Raikkonen, quicker than Van Dorn, quicker than Alonso. Perez is through to the top 10, I would imagine, with that time. That was a brilliant time from Sergio Perez. Ocon currently 10th. Verstappen you would expect to go into the top 10, and he has done. He's gone 5th. Massa into the top 10 as well. I don't think anybody else is going to challenge, so we need to get Ocon straight back out there on a fresh set of tyres. I don't know, maybe even harder springs. I don't know. Let's do that. Perez, I think, is safe. I think he's 6/10 clear of the drop zone, so I think Perez is going to be safe. The idea of getting Ocon out now is that we may be able to get him in for another lap after this one, but he really needs to prove himself on this lap. Try and get through to Q3. Perez wants to do another flying lap. He's not going to get that opportunity, mainly because we want to keep the track as clear as possible for Esteban Ocon. Here he comes on his flying lap now. Let's watch the sector times. Here he comes through sector 1. How's he going to do through sector 1? It's a personal best and only 5/10 off leader Lewis Hamilton. Coming through sector 2 now. It's another personal best. He's only a second off the pace as it stands. This might be enough. He's coming through now. Here comes Esteban Ocon through the final corner. Where does that put him? It puts him 9th and through to the top 10 as it stands. We're not going to quite have enough time for another lap, but let's keep an eye on people like Massa, I guess. Ericsson, remember him here, his qualifying pace from the last Grand Prix. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near. Hulkenberg not improving, Palmer not improving, Van Dorn slow in the first sector, but let's have a look through the second sector as he comes through now. He's well off the pace, so Van Dorn isn't going to challenge. What about Felipe Massa? He's the one that we need to watch. If Alonso goes quicker than us and then Massa goes quick, then you know, we'll keep an eye on Alonso. Is he going to go 9th? He could well do here. Alonso coming through and he goes 9th, so it's all on Felipe Massa, who's going quickly in the first sector and the second sector. I think Ocon's just going to miss out here. Here comes Felipe Massa. Is he going to do good enough? He comes through and yes, he goes 8th, so Ocon is out in Q2 once again. He finishes in 11th place, probably the best place to start if you're not going to start in the top 10. Obviously that's true for 11th, but he gets free choice of tyres and hopefully a good strategy will get him into the points in tomorrow's race. Yeah, so going out in Q2, unfortunately Esteban Ocon just missing out by 27 thousandths of a second. Van Dorn also out, Hulkenberg, Palmer and Marcus Ericsson. So into the top 10 shootout then, and we've got Sergio Perez flying the flag for Force India. We're going to get him out nice and early and maybe try the Ocon approach of just send him out soon as we get him into the pits. So Perez is going out there now, and we're going to put him on auto. And we're going to keep our eyes firmly on Sergio Perez. Hopefully he can go out there and put in a brilliant lap. We need those brake temperatures and the tyre temperatures in a good zone for this lap. It looks like the tyres may well be in a decent place, but unfortunately I think the brake temperatures are going to be just a little bit hot, but that's not bad. Not bad at all. And he's got nice clear track, or at least I thought he did, until that's Fernando Alonso getting in the way, the man that knocked Ocon out. So we're looking at 125s really for it to be a brilliant lap. He's only 4/10 off Hamilton at the moment, 8/10 to make that, so he's going to come through the third sector now. What's he going to do? It's going to be a 126.636. Hamilton goes quickest with a 125.3, so I think Perez is a couple of tenths slower than he was in Q2, but yeah, Bottas has gone close, but Hamilton looking very, very good at the moment. Look at that. Alonso and Perez getting very, very close to each other. That's not Alonso. Who is that then? It must be a Red Bull. Must be Verstappen. Yeah, Ricciardo's gone into 5th. Stroll and Alonso slotting behind. Verstappen comes through and he goes 8th. What about Massa? He is 10th. He's using an old set. So Perez currently in 6th, which is brilliant. We're going to get him straight back out there using the Esteban Ocon approach. This is the best this track's ever going to get. So providing we can have a clean lap, hopefully we can maybe move up to 5th, possibly even 4th, maybe 3rd if he really nails it. But we need to get these brakes and tyres into the optimum windows of performance. So Perez coming through the 3rd sector now, and he comes round the final corner. Are we going to have a clean run? It looks like we are. So here comes Sergio Perez. I didn't see whether he got his stuff in the optimum window. Here he comes through sector 1 now. Oh, slightly slower, 0.2 down on his previous best, so it's not looking good for Perez to improve. Here he comes through sector 2, slightly slower again, and coming now through sector 3. It's not going to be an improvement for Perez. Here he comes, and he's 1.3 off the pace. And that is the end of his qualifying session. We just have to sit and hope that Verstappen can't improve on his time. Alonso is another one that we need to keep our eyes firmly on. So let's keep an eye on Max Verstappen right now. He's going through the 1st sector. Is he going to improve? No, he's not. Massa currently improving, very much improving. But he's not going to improve by quite enough, I don't think. Alonso is going green. What's he going to do? He improves and only finishes 9th. Verstappen can only manage 8th. So it's 6th place again for Sergio Perez. We've just got to really hope that we can get a good start off the line, and then hopefully we'll be able to get some decent points out of this Grand Prix. We need to respond to a poor South African Grand Prix. Yeah, if you're wondering why I've took this headphone off, it's just because I'm listening out for me tea. So if I do go momentarily, that's why. So Lewis Hamilton on pole, he's dominated today's proceedings. Bottas got quite close in the end, but could only manage 2nd. Perez in 6th there, Vettel in ranking in 3rd and 4th, and Ricciardo dominating his teammate Max Verstappen. So then, let's get into the race, and we've got to hope for a good start from Perez. He's been qualifying well, but unfortunately in the race he's been getting off to a sluggish start, and therefore maybe not doing quite as well. So there's the car setup. We're going to start both of them on high and high as usual, and we're going to put Ocon onto the super soft tyres to start the race, just to run him a bit longer and hopefully get him some clean air so he can perform. But here we go, ready for the lights. 5 red lights. Lights out, away we go. Perez off to a better start this time out, and he gets up to 5th off the start. He jumps Daniel Ricciardo, but I don't think he's going to quite manage to hold it. Lance Stroll having a look down the inside, and Perez down to 8th now, but he's having a look at Fernando Alonso. A lot of action going on. Ocon up to 9th. As it stands, Esteban Ocon off to a brilliant start on his super soft tyres. Perez having a look down the inside of Vettel, and Perez back up to 6th now, and he's closing in on the Red Bull. Lance Stroll has had a great start on his Canadian Grand Prix debut, at his home Grand Prix of course. Perez having a look around the outside once again of Sebastian Vettel. Can't manage to do anything there. But Ocon, as it stands, is doing brilliantly. He's up to 8th and just behind Sergio Perez, who's going to have a look around the outside of Sebastian Vettel. I don't think he's going to manage to do anything. Ocon is being hounded by Fernando Alonso, and well, there's a big battle for third place as it stands. Ocon currently in that battle. He's having a look now at Verstappen, who tried to get past him. Yeah. So Perez currently 7th, Ocon 9th. He's going to go down to 10th though, because Alonso back round him. But remember, Ocon is just trying to go as long as possible on those super soft tyres. So Perez coming through for his third lap now. We're going to get the camera angle to somewhere that we like. Perez in 6th. He's closing in on Lance Stroll. But Lance Stroll's had a really good weekend. He's been quicker than Massa generally. And yeah, I think he can be very proud of his first home Grand Prix. Perez going quicker than him at the moment though. Big battle for 4th. And Hamilton currently leading. Bottas is down in 11th. Oh, he's pitted, that's why. So here comes Perez having a look at Stroll down the inside. Brilliant overtake, brilliant defence as well from Lance Stroll. And yeah, you can be pleased with that. Perez is going to come in this lap. He's going to put the super soft tyres on. And he's going to move down to that and that. And Ocon is going to move down to that and that. Ocon down to 12th. I don't quite know what's happened to him. He was doing very well before, but he has lost out somewhat. Perez has just been overtaken by Max Verstappen. I assume it's because his tyres have absolutely fell off the cliff. We need to get him into the pits now. And here he comes. Sergio Perez into the pits. People are anticipating rain. That's not good. That's not good. I should have looked at that. Let's just push Perez as much as we can. So some people have gone out on the intermediate tyres, anticipating this rain. We're just going to push like hell to try and get as much track position as possible. Ocon up to 7th. This is good. This is good. He's now closing in on Bottas. He's really pushing now. And here comes the rain. So I think we pit Ocon this lap. Put him onto the intermediate tyres. And just move him onto this. We'll tell him to keep attacking his tyres until he comes into the pits. Yeah, Perez is going to have to come in as well and put on those. So unfortunately Perez has just been a victim of strategy. Yeah. It's just a shame, but Ocon comes out straight away on the intermediate tyres and he's away in 7th position. So Ocon has really benefited from this strategy. It's getting wetter and wetter though now, and thunderstorms are forecast. We are catching up to Ericsson. We are going to pass him quite easily. So Ocon up to 6th as it stands. We've still got people out on dry tyres. Ocon currently in a net 3rd position. Unless these are waiting to put the wet tyres on. Yeah, Ocon doing very, very well. He's up to 3rd now. I think he can just attack. And that is my tea. So that's where we'll leave it for now. I'll be back in just a second. Right then, we are back for the race. So let's just evaluate things while we have a chance. Ocon is in 3rd at the moment, but he could probably do with coming in and putting on the wet tyres. Perez is currently in 11th. He's just missed the pit lane as well. Yeah, I think we just attack the tyres. We bring... Perez is going to lose out again though, isn't he? Bring Perez... How long is this going to last? Let's bring him in for the wet tyres. I'll bring Ocon in this lap as well and put him on the wet tyres. And let's go for it. Here we go. So on through the first sector. He should be very quick at the moment. And hopefully where he is catching up to the likes of Hamilton. Where he... Hold on. Yeah, it's going to get wetter. So let's bring him in this lap. And here he comes. Into the pits. Ocon in. And he's away. In 4th place, which is brilliant. Brilliant stuff. And the only people ahead of him are those on intermediate tyres. Is something special on the cards today? I really don't know. Ignore him. Perez is in as well. He's in 9th. But look at the clip of the weather. This is horrific. Whoa! This is horrific. Wow. Let's just bring them back down to neutral. And neutral. I reckon a safety car could come out. I really do. This is horrible weather. I've never seen this on this game. This is crazy. The track is absolutely soaked. I don't quite know why Ocon is slower than Palmer. He shouldn't be. Palmer is really going for it. Perez currently in 9th at the moment. The rain is slightly easing off. And it is going to get better as the race goes on. Ocon in 3rd. Ocon in 3rd now. Raikkonen and Hamilton have been into the pits. Yeah, Ocon in 3rd. Perez in 9th. This is a crazy race so far. Perez up to 8th. But yeah, the track is going to get better in the next couple of laps. Do we attack the tyres? I think we do, you know. I think we attack. We try and go quicker. You know, we're saving fuel at the moment, which is good. I think take the life out of these tyres and just see where we go from there. They're complaining about the suspension. I mean, it is probably going to break. But we'll bring them in and fix it when we bring them in for tyres. The conditions are going to get better as the race goes on. So here we go. Ocon coming through now. And he is going quickly at the moment. So do we bring him in this lap for intermediate tyres? I think we do. We're going to do it. We're going to bring him in for intermediate tyres. We're going to fix his suspension. And with 5 laps to go, I think that's the best strategy. Perez can come in as well. He's going to come in on the intermediate tyres. His suspension's going to be fixed. So the track conditions are getting better. Much better, actually. Do we switch to slicks? Or do we keep them out for one more lap? One more lap then, slicks? One more lap than slicks, I think. I think that is the order of the day. So I'm coming through now. He's still going quickly. Yeah. One more lap and then bring them on to the ultra soft tyres, which will last for that long. Fix that. Yeah, and then Perez, bring him in for the ultra soft tyres. fix that, and let's go for it. Come on, lads. Don't let us down. We will just bring him back onto neutral. Perez can still push. And here comes Ocon. He's coming through the final sector now. Palmer is catching up to him though. And here we go. Ocon into the pits. And hopefully this won't take too long. He's away. He has lost one position, or two positions. He's down into 5th. But you know, that's not too bad. He's on the ultra soft tyres. I mean, I think push will be fine. Surely. They're just being annoying. I didn't want Van Dorn. Oh, he's got the dodgy engine, hasn't he? I don't think he's going to be in trouble. Currently in 5th. He's closing in on Bottas though, for 4th place. He really is closing in on them. Look at this, he goes round the inside of Bottas. Bottas has a quicker in the straight line. Ocon could be on for something here. Well, we're not going to get anywhere near 2nd, but Palmer currently in 3rd for Renault. That is a terrific result for them if they can keep that going. Let's push on the engine mix. Yeah, 2 laps to go. I think we attack. We attack. Let's do this. Come on. He goes down the inside of Palmer. Oh, it's going to be close. He has a look again. He's up to 4th. Come on, Esteban. And now he's got to push on Valtteri Bottas, who surely is quicker. Surely. Although I don't know. Ocon is closing in on him. What a race. And the emergence of Esteban Ocon in this race. Perez now having a look. He's going to go on overtake button. He's going to go on overtake. Let's have a look. Ocon, he's still just behind Valtteri Bottas. They're coming round into the final sector. They're coming up to the final turn. He's really closing in now, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Ocon finishes 4th. What a brilliant performance. Another lap and I think we'd have had him there. Perez comes in 7th. I think we've got to be delighted with that. Ocon, what a standout performer. Perez, unfortunately, was done by strategy. If he'd started on the super softs, I think Perez would have been up there on the podium this race. But unfortunately, he pitted an extra time than everybody else in the field. But it is Lewis Hamilton who wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Kimi Räikkönen in 2nd. Valtteri Bottas in 3rd. A very, very mixed up field. And what a race. A race to savour. We can relax now and just look at the story of the strategy. That's where Ocon got his 4th position in those 2 laps where Perez had to come in for the super softs and then go straight back out on the intermediate tyres. Yeah, that is where the race was lost for Sergio Perez. I think he would have been up here fighting for the win. But, you know, we just have to accept it. I don't think we've broke any rules. Please say we haven't. We haven't. So we finished 4th and 7th. It doesn't look like anybody got any penalties in that race. What a crazy one that was, though. Perez back up to 6th in the driver's standings. Ocon up to 12th with that performance. And now, looking at the constructors, we are back up to 4th ahead of Renault. So that move on Palmer at the end there was crucial. Yeah, it's going to be an almighty battle for 4th place with Renault and Williams, but I'm confident that we can hold on to it. But we are going to have to improve our performance, I think, over the coming Grand Prix. Maybe save up a bit of money and then just really go for it. But yeah, let's see if we've got any notices here. Obviously, Celis was the practice driver. He set up the car beautifully for Ocon, who managed to bring back a 4th place. Yeah, Vijay Mallya very happy, as he should be. And we're back in the green for the first time in a long time. Although once we've spent stuff in between Grand Prix, we'll be back in the red. But that's Formula 1 for you. That is Formula 1 for you. There's IndyCar if you're interested. Joseph Newgarden winning this particular Grand Prix in Rio de Janeiro. Front wing built, so hopefully that'll be good for the next race. And yeah, not much of a gap until the Munich Grand Prix. Let's just see if there's any extra things to look at here. No, we will respond to this. Yeah, we'll just say that. That's enough of that. And yeah, so let's have a look at this new front wing then. Apparently it's average. Where is it? Yeah, I mean the reliability is terrible. But obviously the car will be fixed in between Grand Prix. So that is going to be that. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave a like down below. It really does mean a lot for me and for the channel. Closing in on 1,000 subscribers, as I keep saying, so anything you can do to help me get there would mean the absolute world. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.